What if I told you that there are missing planets in our solar system? You'd probably think I was crazy, right? But what if I showed you evidence that 5 planets are missing from our solar system? It turns out this is not as far-fetched as you might think. In fact, it's something astronomers have suspected for quite some time. In this video, we'll explore the strange and surprising evidence that suggests that our solar system once had more planets than it does today. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to learn about the mystery of the missing planets. The idea that our solar system has 5 missing planets is not a new one. In fact, it's been around for centuries. As far back as the 17th century, some astronomers believed that there were gaps in the spacing of the planets. Eddy published a paper claiming to have discovered a planet 7 times the mass of Earth with an orbital period of 4,000 years. They reached this conclusion after studying the motion of asteroids and comets, which seemed to be influenced by an unseen object. Similarly, the apparent gaps in the spacing of the planets could be explained by the fact that the inner solar system is crowded with asteroids and comets, making it difficult to spot anything unusual. And in the 19th century, a man named Lowry noticed that the orbit of Neptune seemed to be slightly off. Where are the planets that should be orbiting our sun? This suggests that mass alone is not enough to make something a planet, and that there must have been some other process at work. Astronomers know that our solar system is not the only star system in the Milky Way, and it is possible that a rogue star passed through the solar system millions of years ago and captured some of its planets. However, this theory is not without its problems. If a star did pass through the solar system, it would have caused major disruptions to the orbits of the planets and other objects. Maybe our solar system is not as static as we think, and there are still surprises in store for us. Do you think they were kicked out of the solar system, destroyed by a rogue planet, or something else entirely? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. The search for missing planets is an exciting area of research that has captured the imaginations of astronomers and the public alike. While we may never know for sure how many planets should be in our solar system, the search for those planets has taught us a great deal about the formation and evolution of planetary systems. It has also reminded us of the vastness and complexity of the universe and our place within it. We would expect to see many more comets and other icy bodies bombarding Earth. If this had happened, one of the leading theories to explain the missing planets is that they were never really there in the first place. There are many theories and a lot of evidence to support them, but ultimately, we don't have any definitive answers. What we do know is that our solar system is a complex and dynamic place, and that the planets we see today may not be the same ones that will exist in a billion years. According to this hypothesis, there was once a 9th planet orbiting the Sun beyond Neptune. As we learn more about other solar systems, we begin to realize that ours is just one of many, and that the conditions that led to the formation of our solar system are not necessarily unique. In fact, it's possible that our solar system is the exception rather than the rule. The discovery of any missing planets would have profound implications for our understanding of planetary system formation and evolution. It would also raise some interesting questions about the possibility of life elsewhere in the universe. However, this planet's orbit was unstable, and it was eventually ejected from the solar system, taking some smaller planets with it. Proponents of this theory believe that this rogue planet is responsible for the strange properties of the asteroid belt. And if there are solar systems that have fewer planets than ours, it could suggest that the conditions necessary for life are relatively rare in the universe. And the Kuiper Belt, which are regions of space populated by asteroids and icy bodies. In other words, all the evidence for these planets was either misidentified or misinterpreted. In 2006, the International Astronomical Union reclassified Pluto as a dwarf planet, sparking a debate over exactly what defines a planet. One of the main criteria for a planet is that it must have cleared the neighborhood around its orbit, meaning that it has enough mass to gravitationally dominate its region of space. According to this definition, the asteroid belt does not meet the criteria for a planet because it is too small and there are too many other objects in the way. This led him to hypothesize that there must be another planet beyond Neptune whose gravity was affecting its orbit. He called this hypothetical planet Planet X. However, it wasn't until the early 20th century that the idea of missing planets really took off. In 1903, an astronomer named Percival Lowell published a book called The Canals of Mars, in which he claimed that he had seen canals on the surface of Mars. Although this turned out to be a mistake, Lowell also suggested that there may be up to 6 missing planets in our solar system. Fast forward to 1951, when a Swiss astronomer named Fritz Zwicky made a shocking claim. He stated that the majority of our solar system's mass was missing, and that there could be as many as 10 or 20 additional planets that we could unsee. That year, 2 American astronomers, John Keefe and William H. Pickering, published a paper in which they claimed to have found evidence for a planet 9 times the mass of Earth orbiting the Sun every 300 years. While they never actually saw this planet themselves, they argued that they had detected its gravitational influence on other objects in the solar system. Zwicky's claim was based on his observation that the stars in the neighborhood of the sun seemed to be moving in strange ways. He believed that there must be some unseen objects with significant mass that were influencing their motion. However, it wasn't until 1970 that the search for missing planets really began in earnest. But perhaps the most compelling evidence for missing planets came in 1980, when a group of astronomers, led by Canadian astronomer John. However, despite all this evidence, no one has ever actually been able to detect any of the proposed missing planets. So, what happened? For example, the strange motions of stars that Zwicky observed could have been caused by something else entirely, such as the expansion of the universe or the movement of our solar system through interstellar space. Another theory to explain the missing planets is that they were kicked out of the solar system by a rogue planet. However, there is also evidence to suggest that the asteroid belt was never really a planet. Furthermore, the Kuiper belt is even more massive than the asteroid belt, but no one has ever suggested that it's a planet. One of the most exciting possibilities is that the missing planets were captured by another star. So where are the missing planets? The truth is that no one knows for sure. The study of missing planets is also important because it helps us better understand our place in the universe. If there are other solar systems out there that have more planets than ours, it's possible that they could have more hospitable environments for life. As technology improves, astronomers will continue to search for evidence of missing planets. And who knows what they might find. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think happened to the missing planets?